Robert Garcia talks about terms in which he would like to keep working with Anthony Joshua. He said he suggested to Anthony Joshua that he come out here to America, to California, to train for 8 weeks in his gym. And one of the reasons why he said he wanted Anthony Joshua to do that is because he wanted Anthony Joshua to be around more competitive fighters. And he says that being around competitive fighters, that is what's missing in Anthony Joshua's training camp. Somebody or a group of people who's concerned of not being outdone by somebody else. So what he was basically saying was Anthony Joshua needs to be around a group of competitive fighters who's not going to be soft on him. And this is something that I, and amongst other people, have suspected a long time has been going on in Anthony Joshua's training camp, is what kind of work is he getting? And Robert Garcia reveals that Anthony Joshua is not getting the proper work. And he obviously seen that in his camp working with him. That's why he wants to pull him out of that element and bring him over to the United States. Because any sparring partners that Robert Garcia thought would be good for the job or whatever, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be no problem for Anthony Joshua and his team to hire them and bring them over there. Bring over these competitive fighters that Anthony Joshua needs. But evidently, it's something about Anthony Joshua's environment that Robert Garcia feels that he has to pull him out of and put him in his situation. So he won't be surrounded by people and sparring partners who's been going soft on Anthony Joshua. And it's no doubt that that's been the case, because a lot of times you look in this fight and you see the stuff he get caught with and how shocked he looked, and you have to ask yourself, we all had to ask ourselves at one point in time, what kind of work is he getting in this gym? Are they going soft on him? Are they not? Like, how does he not tighten his stuff up? Like how is he so shocked? Like, why is he not a little bit acclimated to this? And it all goes back to that work. So he basically revealed in a nutshell that they be in there going soft on Anthony Joshua, so much to the point he wants to pull him out of that environment and put him in a more competitive environment. And this is the thing. You get the best work over in the United States. So if you really want to prove, you really want to make some gains, the best work is in the US. You know, plenty of old school boxers and even British fighters will tell Anthony Joshua that the best work is over here. But what he's saying is Anthony Joshua environment is not competitive. He's not around competitors. He's surrounded by people who's over there patting him on the back and being soft on him. And it's showing in the fights. Because that's the only reason why he would say that. Because I'm pretty sure he can go ahead and bring in whoever he needs to bring in. But I think Robert Garcia saw in that camp how stuff was working. And Robert Garcia don't think the talent is there to help prepare him for his fights. So he wants to pull him out of that environment and go put him in his environment where it's more competitive, where people are not going to care that he's Anthony Joshua, where people are not going to care about shining too hard and losing the check and being sent home. That's 100% what that sounds like to me. And that's something that, like I said, amongst myself and others have been pretty much thinking this entire time. Anthony Joshua obviously don't got the work. So I don't know what sparring partners, and this is the thing. Anthony Joshua got too much money not to get the work that he needs. Fly these dudes out. I'm really not understanding. I'm really not. Too much money not to get the work that he's supposed to have. It makes no sense. And at this point, you start to think that Anthony Joshua's team is really inadequate. And it's always been like that. And you can look at the Rob McCracken situation and all that stuff, but even with the Rob McCracken and even with Robert Garcia, something's wrong over there. Somebody is not being 100% honest. Somebody is not providing clarity. Somebody is not bringing attention to the weak spots of the team. Somebody's not saying something over there, but that's the only reason why he would want to pull him out. Because obviously he don't think the talent is there. And obviously when he got there, the people that Anthony Joshua was working with, the sparring partners that he was working with, he don't feel that there was probably hard enough on Anthony Joshua. And that's another thing that shows too. And they're not. So it's something that he seriously need to consider, because something's wrong over there in Anthony Joshua's camp. Definitely something's wrong. Something's not right. Now, I don't know if behind closed door, Anthony Joshua be acting like an all-out diva, but it's obvious people are afraid to tell him what's good for him. And you could tell that by just letting him, go on that rant the way he did, But something's wrong with his camp, and Rob Garcia said that's what he's missing. So if being around competitive fighters is what you're missing, then what has he been surrounding himself with? What? People that are not competitive, how is that going to help you out? And why don't you have those kind of people in there? Sometimes you don't need people in there to stroke your ego. You need people in there to bruise it. Embarrass you behind closed doors so you ain't got to be embarrassed in front of the bright lights. It's just that simple. And like I said, he got too much money not to get the work he need. But if he want some good work, man, you got to come over here to the States, man. Too many different styles, too many different looks over here, man. Too many. You can't make up for it. Best fighters in the world are from here, so why would you not go to the place? If you really wanted to get better, why would you not go to the place where it's the hub of the best fighters on the planet in boxing? Why would you not do that? Like I said, it's a lot of odd stuff, just from the picking of Robert Garcia. It's just a lot of odd stuff out of all the people you could have went around. And another thing that was highly suspicious about, I could tell Anthony Joshua was not surrounded by anybody who got no good sense, is he shouldn't even waste his time stopping to go see Eddie Reynoso. What did you think Eddie Reynoso was going to give you besides a pamphlet on how to cycle off steroids? What did you honestly think that he was going to provide for you? So when I seen that right there, I could tell that there's no true head of his team. If anything, it's all Anthony Joshua's last decision, but there's no true head of his team, because that was a waste of time. But then going with Robert Garcia in the end, knowing what you're supposed to know about boxing just in general, it just looks dumb. And hired a man that called you weak in front of the entire world. I mean, if the man's weak, do you think putting that out there to the world or whatever, whatnot, do you think that's going to help him mentally in front of the world, instead of you probably maybe should have told him that behind the scenes, more importantly? I don't know, but something's over there that he needs to fix, especially if he plans on continuing his career. That's all I got for now. Like, comment, subscribe. Boost Van, I'm out.